The shower runs, but I don't feel the heat. Just my own breath catching uneven, incomplete. Knees pressed to the cold tile, hands flat on the floor. There's a woman in the fog I've ignored before. She's been standing there for years with her mouth sewn shut, waiting for the day I'd let the thread be cut. I'm sorry I made you swallow every tear. I'm sorry I taught you that silence was safe. But the steam is clearing now and I see you here, and I'm not afraid of your face. I used to wipe the mirror clean so I wouldn't have to see the cracks I painted over the version that wasn't me. But tonight I let the glass stay blurred. My hand is still not a single word. She's not a stranger anymore, she's just tired. And I think I've been the one who kept the fire. I'm sorry I made you swallow every tear. I'm sorry I taught you that silence was safe. But the steam is clearing now and I see you here, and I'm not afraid of your face. She doesn't have to be perfect to be held. She doesn't have to be fixed to be felt. I press my palm to the glass, it fogs again. But this time I don't pull away, I let it begin. I'm sorry I made you swallow every tear. But your voice is the sound I've been chasing all these years. The steam is clearing and I'm still here, and I'm learning to stay without fear. The water stops, the silence hums. The woman in the mirror slowly comes out of the fog onto the drying floor, and she's not running anymore. Kettle clicks off, I don't rush to pour. Diesel and wet concrete drift through the screen door. 6 floors down, headlights blur into a stream. Funny how a city hums softer than it seems. I fold the laundry slow, match socks by the fading light. No one calls my name and somehow that feels right. This is the hour I used to fill with noise. Now I let the cars pass like distant toys. The mug in my hand, chips secondhand. What I gave to everyone but myself. Now I'm learning to hold it without asking for help. I'm not waiting for a knock, not checking the screen to stay dark. Just listening to the rain that never came, counting street lights flicker on one by one. Some nights I still forget my reflection, but tonight the quiet feels like protection. I used to light candles for someone else's mood. Now I blow them out because I choose. The shower steam fog the mirror, I let it clear on my own time. No one rushing me here. I lay standing up for years. Now I sit with the plate, taste the garlic, the salt, the way. This is the hour I use used to fill with noise. Now I let the cars pass like distant toys. A mug in my hand, chips secondhand. Warmth I gave to everyone but myself. Now I'm learning to hold it without asking for help. I'm not waiting for a knock, not checking the screen, it stays dark. Just listening to the rain that never came. Counting street lights flicker on one by one. Some nights I still forget my reflection, but tonight the quiet feels like protection. The woman I was would've called this lonely. She'd scroll through old photos to feel something, but I'm learning to sit still in the space where no one needs me and I'm not erratic. Checking the screen, it stays dark. Just watching the rain finally arrive. Soft on the asphalt, alive. I don't need to be found to be okay. This balcony, this breath, this day. The lavender still wet on the wick, barely a thread of smoke. Water laps my ribs, gonna look on my knees are islands now. I count the drips from the faucet, 1, 2, 3, a slow drum. I used to think staying in, waiting for someone to come back, but this is not waiting, this is my body claiming it's cold. As the only temperature that asks nothing back. I could get out, dry it off, wrap myself in something soft, but I need to sit and just chill a little longer until the last trace of scent dissolves into the dark. And I remember my shiver is not a sign of weakness, it's the muscle of a woman who hasn't stopped breathing. I am a woman who stays when the water runs cold, who lets the candle burn to the bottom of the glass. Not because I'm afraid to move, but because I choose to feel every degree of this becoming. Every drip, every flicker, every inhale, a slow rehearsal for a life I'm finally ready to hold. The mirror is fog from my earliest steam, I can't see my face. And maybe that's mercy, maybe that's permission. Not yet meet the eyes that cry themselves hollow, but I hear my own breath, steady now, no longer a gasp. I trace a single word on a tile with my fingertip, enough one syllable, no apology after it. Tonight I'm not fixing anything, not forgiving anyone, just letting the molecules of lavender and water rearrange themselves around my stillness. Tomorrow wash my hair, put on lotion, open the blinds, but right now I'm learning that staying still is not quitting. I am a woman who stays when the water runs cold, who lets the candle burn to the bottom of the glass. Not because I'm afraid to move, but because I choose to feel every degree of this becoming. Every drip, every flicker, every inhale, a slow rehearsal for a life I'm finally ready to hold. The flame gives one last gasp, blue then orange then nothing, and in the dark the faucets drop, sounds like a heartbeat. I press my palm flat on the surface of the water, and I don't flinch, I don't pull away. This cold is not a punishment, it's a promise. I will not let love chill me into forgetting. And I have bones, I am the woman who stayed when the water ran cold, who sat in the dark with lavender ghosts and a dripping clock. Not because I had nowhere to go, but because here I finally found the only body I need to come home to. Every drip, every flame, and I breathe. Once, twice again, like I never forgot. Faucet drips a slow count. 1, 2, 3. I let the shower run. Steam curls, apology. Palm flat on the tile. Cold seeps through my skin. Counting every finger as the water starts to thin. I used to wait for someone to turn the heat back on, but the only end's here now on my own, and they're shaking less than yesterday. So I stay on this cold floor a little longer. Let the water write a story I can shoulder. One breath, one towel, one morning. I don't run. Learning to stand where the ground is cold and done. I trace the grout line like a map of where I've been. Every crack a sentence I don't have to say again. The steam fogs the mirror till I'm just a blur. And for once I don't need to see her, I can feel her. I used to wait for someone to tell me I was warm, but the only voice here now is my own form, and it's softer than it used to be. So I stay on this cold floor a little longer. Let the water write a story I can shoulder. One breath, one towel, one morning. I don't run. Learning to stand where the ground is cold and done. The faucet still drips. I don't fix it anymore. Somewhere between the drip and the drain, I found a door. Not a way out, but a way through. This floor is mine, and I'm not waiting for the sun to shine. I stay on this cold floor, and I'm not shaking now. The water sings a hymn that only my bones know how. One towel, one breath, one morning. I didn't run. I'm learning to stand where the ground is cold and I'm sun. Towels cold against my back, shower still running. Steam curls around the light, I'm not running from anything. The soap I save for special days, finally use it tonight. Scent of lavender and honey, something gentle and right. And my breath hits the glass face, then writes again. A shape I almost recognize, a face I'd left back when I used to only see the edges of what I was supposed to be. But tonight the fog is lifting and what's left is just me. Hey you, reflection blurred by water in years. You don't have to apologize for taking up space here. The tile is warm, the floor is hard, but I'm still on my feet. And this bathroom silence is the loudest I've ever felt complete. I remember how I used to scrub my skin until it's done, trying to wash away the words that he had left on my tongue. But this soap doesn't promise to make me new, it just smells like home, and maybe that's enough to get through. My breath hits the glass, fades, then writes again. A different curve this time, less trembling, more of a friend. I trace the outline on my jaw, the part I always hid, and for once I don't look away from what my hands undid. Hey, reflection blurred by water in years. You don't have to apologize for taking up space here. The towel is warm, the floor is hard, but I'm still on my feet. And this bathroom silence is the loudest I've ever felt complete. 3 more minutes of hot water left, enough time to decide I'm not a guest in my own chest. I press my palm against the mirror where my breath is clear, and whisper something I never thought I'd hear. Reflection sharp, now almost clear. You don't have to be fixed to be worthy of being here. The shower's off, the towels are cold, but I'm standing anyway. And this girl in the glass is finally learning to stay. The kettle starts to whistle. I let it sing too long. Burung-burung di luar tahu aku belum tidur sejak subuh. Tangan ini gemetar, memegang cangkir yang sama yang dulu kamu tinggalkan. Retak di bibir tapi aku simpan. Bukan karena aku lupa caranya bilang, tapi setiap tetes kopi mengingatkan aku masih punya alasan untuk menunggu pagi. Meski rasanya pahit tanpa gula, aku mulai terbiasa. This morning I count the cracks in this old mug. Count the times I chose to stay when I should have run, but I'm not running anymore. I'm learning how to pour my warmth into something that won't leave me cold. Jendela berembun, aku tulis namaku dengan jari. Hilang dalam uap tapi aku tulis lagi. Dulu aku hafal caramu minum kopi. Sekarang aku belajar menyeduh untuk diriku sendiri. Bukan karena aku pahit atau keras, tapi aku butuh waktu untuk merasakan bahwa hangat ini datang dari dalam, bukan dari suara langkah di lantai yang dulu ku tunggu. This morning I count the cracks in this old mug. Count the times I chose to stay when I should have run, but I'm not running anymore. I'm learning how to pour my warmth into something that won't leave me cold. Suara burung mereda, kulkas berhenti berdengung. Aku dengar detak di dadaku, bukan suara ponsel yang diam. Aku tidak perlu menunggu siapapun lagi untuk menjawab satu tegukan pertama, dan aku masih di sini utuh. I count the cracks, they're not just broken lines, they're the map of every morning I survive. I'm not running anymore. I'm learning how to pour my warmth into slow. The shower's been running for an hour. I traced your name on the glass. It's just fog now. Every word I rehearsed in the middle of the night sits at the bottom of my throat, too tired to fight. Who taught me that silence is surrender? Who said I have to make you understand? I don't know you, the map to my soul. I don't know you, the scars I've outgrown. Some doors close without a slam, and some love ends with a quiet hand. I used to play my whole history on the floor, hoping you pick up each piece and say I'm sure. But your ears were always full of what you already knew, so I stopped translating myself for you. Who told me love requires an explanation? Who made me believe being hurt was my job? I've outgrown. Some doors close without a slam, and some love ends with a quiet hand. The fog on the mirror clears on its own, and I don't need your eyes to know I'm known. I let the water run till the tank runs cold. There's a peace in letting go of being told. Drip, drip, the faucet slow. I exhale and the mirror doesn't know. I used to think my silence meant I lost, but some stories don't need to be crossed. I don't know you, the map to my soul. I've outgrown. I gave you enough, now I take it back. The quiet after the fight is the truest fact. Wrinkle legs on the glass, every drop a different shape. I count them like the years I spent trying to reshape myself to fit the narrow space you left between your silences. My palms flat on the steering wheel, no rain, just skin. This is the before, the moment when the wipers gave up and the after started breathing through the fog. I don't know which version I'll meet when the clouds clear, but the engine's off and I'm still here. Before, I was a question mark inside someone else's sentence. After the period I placed myself without permission. Before, I apologize for the space my body took. After I let the rain erase the look. You used to call me heavy when I carried all your doubts. Now the seat beside me is just a seat. No ghost, no crowding mouths. My own breath is louder than the silence you left behind. I inhale slow, like tasting air for the first time. This is the border, curb of a road I never chose, but the asphalt feels more honest than your promises that froze. I don't know if I'll be soft or sharp when I step out, but the key still in the ignition, and I have no doubt question mark inside someone else's sentence. After the period, I place myself without permission. Before I apologize for the space my body took. After I let the rain erase the look. 3 years of bending backward till my spine forgot its curve. And now this metal box becomes a place I learn to swerve. Away from guilt, away from pleas, away from just a little more. The wipers stop, the view is cracked but clear for the first time, I'm sure. Before I whisper, maybe I'm too much. After I let the rain collect and then I touch the glass, not to wipe it, just to feel the cold. This is the after that refuses to be told. That I was ever smaller than the storm I drove through. Now the engine hums for no one, just me and the view. She's twisted like the argument last night. Pillow still holding the shape of your head. I woke up rehearsing the words sorry again before I even remember what I said. The ceiling fan clicks once, twice. I trace a crack from the corner to the light, and that's the quiet air that smells like nothing now. Who taught me to carry guilt like a second skin? I've been saying sorry for my own heartbeat, for taking space, for needing air to breathe. Sorry for the way my voice sounds when it's tired. Sorry for wanting things I was never given. Feet touch the cold floor Monday morning upstairs. Someone's life moving normal above my head. The kettle starts to whistle but I don't move yet. Thinking of my mother's kitchen 7 years ago. She never said sorry for cooking late. She just said dinner's ready, come sit down. And I wonder when I started shrinking. When did I'm sorry become my first language? The dust floats in the light from the window, cracking for once. I don't apologize for the silence. I've been saying sorry for my own heartbeat, for taking space, for needing air to breathe. Sorry for the way my voice sounds when it's tired. Sorry for wanting things I was never given. What if I just stopped? Let the words sit on my tongue like a coin I don't spend. See if the world ends or if it just keeps turning like my neighbor's footsteps above me. I'm not saying sorry for this breath, for holding the door closed, for taking up this bed, for the smallest stubborn wanting that stays. I am learning the weight of a quiet mouth and how it feels not to shrink. Yeah. The lavender soap still clings to my wrist. Water pools in the hollow of my hip like a fist. I put my knees closer to my chest, Trace and steam, they used to be brave. You said I took up too much space. Now I'm learning to feel just as porcelain place. And the drip from the faucet counts my seconds slow, like a metronome for letting go. I look at the woman in the glass. Her mascara's all smeared from the past. She's not pretty like she used to pretend, but she's still here when the candle ends. And she whispers, I'm your last chance, not your last mistake. I think I like the sound she makes. The bathwater's cold, but I don't move. My ribs are a cage that finally learned to soothe. I used to hold my breath for your knock. Now I hold my breath just to feel my own love. Every drip is a tiny reset, a promise I haven't broken yet. The mirror's fogging, but I see clear. This woman's not just souvenir. I look at the woman in the glass. Her mascara's all smeared from the past. She's not pretty like she used to pretend, but she's still here when the candle ends. And she whispers, I'm your last chance, not your last mistake. I think I like the sound she makes. My finger writes your name on the steamed up paint, then wipes it clean. I don't feel pain, just a sting of patience on my tongue. I've been quiet for far too long. I look at the woman in the glass. She's not running from what didn't last. She's not waiting for someone to call. She's the one who breaks her own fall. And she says, I'll be here when the morning comes.